Welcome to the Millionaire blogging system. This is your host and moderator and basic all-around janitor, Bob Maddox. And each day, if you haven't been following me, I will discuss the ideas that in a profession or occupation that you may have, or a passion or a hobby that you might have, of what you can blog about. Because most people, when they think about blogging, they're thinking, well, what can I blog about? How do I blog? Where do I get the ideas? And most of all, how can I earn the money that some people are making by blogging? Earning money is really simple. Coming up with the ideas is really simple. And to actually blog is simple. The thing that makes it easy or hard is really you. And the things that hold you back from having more in your life. I mean, look at the people that you know that have 10 times more than you do. They drive newer, more expensive cars. They live in a better neighborhood. They have a better home. Possibly they have a better job, but bigger bank accounts, and they enjoy life more. They're able to eat better and go out to dinner more often and go to movies and entertainment and take better vacations. When you take away all the material things like that, really, what is the difference between them and you? Think about it for a second. Pretty much not much, huh? Except that they had the drive and the motivation and inspiration from somewhere to want more and to go achieve it. And they didn't have the fear that held them back. And a lot of times when you hear about success stories, like I have several friends that 4 or 5 years ago, they were, bankrupt, broke, really struggling. And it was embarrassing. One of my friends is actually, I didn't know this until a couple of years ago, is that they didn't even have a car. He rode a bicycle back and work to a little menial job that he had after everything fell apart in his life. Plus, he had children and a wife to support, and he bounced back and has earned over $1 million in the last few years, and basically doing it through network marketing and a little bit of using online social media and stuff. Now, the numbers, if I give you any ideas, is these numbers the results are not typical. And typical means that they're not average. It's not what everybody does or will do, but it can be done. The reason that it's not typical is because the average person has too much fear in them to try to go ahead. They're afraid to let go of what they have, so they're always hanging on to the side of the pool and not trying to really jump out into the deep end and really let go. They're always hanging on to the edge of the pool and won't let go. And if you remember when you were first in a swimming pool and you were afraid about getting in the deep end, how you might have been hanging on to the edge of the pool. And it's kind of like that first day that you let go and you get out there and you're like, oh my God, now how do I get back? And then once you did it, it was like, oh my goodness, this is easy. I can swim in the deep end of the pool. Now I can swim in the lake. I can swim in the ocean. So all of a sudden, all your fears, or like jumping off the high dive the first time, you almost want to turn around and grab the board when you come off. But after the first time you take that leap off the diving board, it's like you want to climb back. I'm doing over and over and over and over again. And that's the same thing with success in your life. You get too comfortable in false security in what you already have, and you have this fear of letting go to really jump out there. There are millions of people around you. Look in your neighborhood and there are tons of people that just have more than you. And the difference is they let go of the side of the pool. They let go. And they discovered that it was a lot simpler than what they made it out to be. In fact, they made it out to be really hard. And then they found out that it was really easy once you let go of your fears. So I want to not dwell too much on the side subjects today because I want to get into a favorite subject of mine. And I should have a picture here on the page somewhere of me as a truck driver. Yeah, a truck driver, semi-truck driver. Yeah, brrr, honking horns and driving down the freeways. And, that it was always a passion I wanted because my father was a truck driver after, he learned, I think he learned how to drive trucks in the World War II. And when he came out of World War II, he started driving for Red Ball Trucking. And he drove all over the southwest or southeast truck, states and Texas and all over. And it was always kind of like in the back of my mind whenever I see trucks on the road, I was always like, that'd be kind of cool. And then a lot of my biker friends were truckers, and so it just became like one of those little things in the back, that I thought, one of these days I'd like to do that. And then the opportunity came to me. I was hanging out at a country bar in Reno, and a guy that I was talking to all the time, another biker, he drove trucks on road construction at night and stuff. And we got to talking about it. He says, "Hey, you want to drive? We're looking for drivers." And wow, that sounds cool. So I decided I wanted to do it. And it was actually fun. I really enjoyed it. It's not something I would like to depend on for an income for the rest of my life. But at the time, I needed to build up. What I was doing at that time is I was working hourly jobs to build up a Social Security thing, because I didn't have any Social Security built up. I mean, here I'm like 55 years old at the time or something, and I didn't have any Social Security built up because I hardly ever worked on a time card. And to become a legal resident in Costa Rica, to where I could buy property and get on insurance and all this kind of good stuff, I needed a pension coming in of something like that. And Social Security was the dead one to get because it locked it in. So I needed to get Social Security coming in, pension of over $1,000 a month, and then I could lock in my residency in Costa Rica so I can actually live there as a resident and have all the benefits and everything. And so that was my goal. It wasn't an exciting goal. So I was actually working 2 jobs at the time and everything else, a daytime job and a nighttime job on the road. And I was building up my hours and building up my Social Security to where I finally hit it, and I didn't realize I hit it, which was cool. And I basically kind of hit it right before I got my accident with the truck. And it wasn't my fault. The road washed out in front of me, and it disappeared. I didn't even notice it because I thought it was just water on the road, but it was actually washed out. And so fortunately for me, I did secure that Social Security amount, and I was able to collect it 62. And so now I'm building up my qualification to become a legal resident, not just a tourist, but a legal resident, so I don't have to keep leaving Costa Rica, and I can qualify for the medical programs and everything else, that I can buy insurance and buy property and all the good stuff as an actual resident, and really enjoy it more and provide a lot of opportunities, because I want to build a resort down there to where I can bring people like you that want to learn more about how to earn money on the internet and marketing throughout the world. So I'm going to create a health and wealth resort down there to where we're going to teach you how to become wealthy and stay healthy. And on that side note, remember that I have P90X Insanity and all the Beachbody products challenge packs listed down below here on my blog. If you're not working out right now, I highly recommend get yourself a challenge pack, get started, because these are proven before and after results of millions of people. They've been around forever, and they just, trust me. Results not typical, because you could buy a program and not do nothing with it, which is dumb. But people do that. They buy all these stupid things and never do it. So, first of all, my hat today, Costa Mel. And speaking of Beachbody, I got to go to Costa Mel and the Grand Caymans on a cruise ship that I qualified for through Beachbody as being a coach for them. So that's something you ought to check out. If you don't see the link anywhere when you get on the page after you sign up for a free account and so forth, and then you'll see about the coaching opportunity. If you want to do that, just ask me questions and I'll tell you about it. This year I qualified to go to a trip to Cancun in April, so I'm going to Cancun for a week. And then next year I qualified for the next cruise in the Caribbean. We're going to Jamaica, Man, and some other private island. I forget where it was at. Haiti, somewhere on the shore of Haiti or something. So anyway, back to truck drivers. Truck drivers, wow, I cannot begin to tell you why they need a blog, okay? And if you're a trucker, listen to me. And if you're a trucker, please, I've been a trucker. I know what it's like. I know what it's like being out there on that highway all the time. And look, you enjoy it. It's fun. But you don't, wow, the weather's bad or anything else happens, you get sick, your income stops. And I'll tell you what, there's a huge shortage of truck drivers, and we need truck drivers that are active right now to talk about the huge benefits and the opportunities of being a truck driver and how you can build up a career online through while you're a truck driver for 10 or 15 years or less. And then so we can bring more younger, healthy truck drivers into the business, because a lot of the truck drivers today, they're unhealthy. And the doctor I went to for the physical here recently told me that about 30% of the people that he's seeing don't pass the medical requirements, which means they're obese, they might have diabetes, high blood pressure, and they won't let you have a truck driving license if you can't pass the medical. And with 30%, they can't pass that. So there's a huge opportunity. I'm not going to go into all the details, but look, let me just explain this to you. Health and fitness is huge. The P90X and the Beachbody programs can help and will help. They've been medically proven to help with these problems in these situations. So that's a monster situation right there that you can be involved in promoting on your blog. And then your blog can be about what you do every day, what it's like being a truck driver, the ins and outs. And then so with new people or people that are interested or guys coming out of the service can see that this might be a lucrative opportunity. And long haul, you know, it's pretty much a single guy's thing, but it's fun because it's like being on a merchant ship or something. You get to go across the country, you get to see all the beautiful landscape, and you get to meet people and different girls in every port, matey. And I guess that's what sailors say. But truckers do it too. There's a lot of truck stops and a lot of waitresses. So, and that's how I got in this world. My dad met a waitress, and here I am. Duh. Anyway, in fact, my dad met several waitresses. And not to go into that, but I have a lot of half brothers and sisters. From my mom, she was a truck stop waitress, so she wasn't as innocent as you know. My dad wasn't the only guilty one. And I've got a couple of half brothers and sisters that I've never even met from my father's side. So being a truck driver, I think it's so cool. In fact, I have an idea that I am possibly, when I get cleared to drive again. Well, actually, I'm cleared to drive now. But I think my neck just won't handle the long driving period, so I can't do commercial driving for working for somebody else. But it'd be cool to own a truck and a big rig and drive to truck shows and to promote the business opportunity of an alternative, what they can be doing on the road while they have their downtime and everything else, and what they can blog about. They can take pictures, they can take videos, how they can work out at truck stops, and wherever they stop on the road, they can work out and get themselves healthy. They can eat, drink psychology, and eat better so that they have a healthier lifestyle and can earn money on the internet while they're driving and while they're sleeping, and going to the truck shows and having a display and having a big rig trailer promoting the business. Right now I have a website. It's called Long Haul Fitness. It's kind of like a play on words. Long haul for the long haul drivers, the truck drivers, and long haul meaning for the rest of your life, for the life, long haul of your life. So I'm working on it, and I started working on this before I got injured as a truck driver, and but the neck injury kind of like knocked me out of the real world for almost a year. I mean, I was like in bed all the time, not remembering a lot of stuff. I realize now that a doctor has told me that I probably had a concussion. That's why I was having a lot of memory problems, but I was too proud to admit that I was not remembering things. And fortunately, I had a couple of close friends that put up with my BS. And a lot of times I just kind of hid because of the embarrassment of, just not my memory just wasn't, the short-term memory just wasn't there. And I never thought about it until I had a doctor thoroughly ask me a ton of questions here recently in Costa Rica. None of the doctors here in the United States have ever talked to me about this stuff. And so it pretty much looks like I probably had a concussion and nobody ever thought about it. And then the physical therapy and stuff I'm getting in Costa Rica is 1,000 times better than anything, because I'm not getting any physical therapy here in the United States. And the workman's comp, medical, I mean, they're covering the medical. I'm not getting any money from them, but they're covering whatever stupid medical I'm getting, which is totally useless. So it's better to, and a side note, if you get injured in a car accident or something or on the job, make sure you get an attorney. See, they kept telling me I was going to be going back to work at any time, so I figured I didn't need an attorney. And with the doctor saying that kind of crap, no attorney would want to talk to me anyway. So, whatever. So I screwed up. I should have got an attorney from day one. And the union did not help, okay? Sorry, I need some lemonade here. So, truck drivers, you can be taking photos all the time of where you go, photos of all the awesome trucks you see, videos of you working out by your truck and truck stops, promote the fitness programs. You can be promoting the blog system here by, take a look at the shark thing or whatever is advertising on the side over here that's talking about making money online. It should say the best blog training in the world. That's the one you want to check out. And then also think about all the things that you can promote that you can buy anywhere from over, I hear it's over 6,000 retailers right now, but I'll still say 4,000 because I haven't seen the 6,000 personally in print. So, but I hear it's over 6,000, but from over 4,000 major retailers, including stores that you've already shopped from, and you can be promoting stuff through the cashback program and be earning money from that. So there's a ton of ways to make money as a truck driver, and an exciting one, and it'll get you off the road if that's what you want, so you can have more time with your family and maybe spend time on the beach. I mean, how much fun it is. You meet all these truck drivers over the years, and then you end up being on the beach in Costa Rica or Nicaragua or Panama or wherever, Cozumel or Grand Cayman or Jamaica, and you're blogging away, and your friends are seeing you like, hey, Bob, what are you doing down there, man? Jeez, how'd you do that? Very simple, dude, and I want to teach you how to do it, and come party with me on the beaches of the world. Now, a lot of people have heard that little phrase, party with me on the beaches of the world. I actually do it. Until you actually do it, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's so much fun. And just not the beaches, the jungles, the mountains, the waterfalls, the volcanoes, a little scary there. But and meeting people, and then going to other countries like Eastern Europe and Russia and different places. It's Africa. There's so much to see out there in this world, and just and a truck driver can appreciate it because he knows what it's like to drive across the United States and see all the countryside and all the beauty there is to be seen in our country. And then the idea that you can go to other countries and see stuff that we don't have here. I mean, that's absolutely amazing, and learn stuff that you've never thought about before. I mean, I've learned so much, kind of like people here in the United States think that we own the title Americans. Well, anybody on the Western Hemisphere is American. You're either North American, Central American, or South American, or basically you're American because the whole hemisphere is America. And so when you go down to those countries and they say, where are you from? You say America. They just kind of in the back of their head, they're going, stupid gringo. Like, what part of America? You must be from the United States because you think you own the name America. In fact, Mr. United States citizen, you don't even have a name for your country. It's just United States. You don't even have a name. I mean, all countries have states that are connected to each other, but then there's supposed to be a name for the country. And we don't really have a name. So, and we're not the only country with a red, white, and blue flag, with red, white, and blue and stars. We're not the only one. So you learn a lot of interesting stuff, and the history of things. Like tobacco wasn't the major thing for slaves. Sugar was. I mean, millions of slaves got brought into the islands in Brazil and South America to farm sugar because sugar was like illegal in Europe, and they brought all the slaves over. Because they brought the slaves over because they end up killing off all the natives, and they worked them to death, so they had to bring in more people to work the sugar plantations. So they bought slaves from the kings in Africa and brought them over. And they're black kings, by the way, that sold the slaves. Okay, so and then in the North America, they were not just bringing in black, but they were bringing in white slaves and stuff, Irish and all kinds of other different religions and stuff, and Asian. They were bringing them in the United States to be slaves. So slaves didn't start with tobacco like we kind of think. It was really about sugar. And that was an interesting thing to learn when I was in Brazil. Totally interesting. So as a truck driver, you already have the experience of traveling and being able to share photographs and videos and talk about the trucker life and the ups and the downs, the ins and the outs, the benefits, the fun parts, the sad parts, and talk about trucks and really take some super awesome photos. And actually, if you're a trucker or you know somebody that's a trucker that would like to get out of trucking financially wise, or they're just getting older and they want to get off the road because a lot of them are, or they can't drive anymore because they didn't pass their medical, get them to contact me because I want to work with some truckers. I want to build up a team that's going to go across the United States and help all the other truckers, right? So if you're a trucker, contact me. If you know a trucker, tell them to contact me. So today's subject on the Millionaire blogging system, and it's called the Millionaire blogging system because this has created millionaires, this system, but results are not typical. It doesn't guarantee that you will make any money at all. But the Millionaire blogging system is here every day. I'm going to be talking about a different occupation. You can look at the bottom of my blog here or off to the sides and see my previous subjects like on nurses, cafes, doctors, actors, models, photographers, etc., and you'll see a topic that might be something that you're already working at, or a hobby or a passion that you already have. And if you don't see it, listen to them anyway, because you'll hear some ideas that you can use for what you're already doing. Or if you don't see your occupation or something or a passion, send me an email, send me a message, get a hold of me somehow, YouTube, Facebook, comments below here on my blogs, and ask me about your profession, and I will give you ideas of how you can do a blog. Now, in a little 20-minute video like this, I can't really go into a ton of detail, but I will go into more detail once you've signed up and joined the team, either as with a cashback program as a VIP member, or you get started on Empower Network on the blogging training, and then I will work with you and give you a ton more information. But let's be fair. Why should I just spread it out there and let other people grab it when it should be for the people that I'm talking to that really want to take charge of their life? And I will give this all to you, and I will help you be a successful blogger. So welcome back to the Millionaire blogging system today, and don't forget, the Millionaire blogging system will be back live in front of you on a screen near you tomorrow at whatever time you want to log in, because these babies are recorded. See you tomorrow on the Millionaire blogging system.